Reading Tutu. Um, my last video, with at least it should be my last video, I dealt with the Lost Disney Arcology. If it wasn't my last video, go look at the Lost Disney Arcology video. You listen to that first. Um, One of the things that I would want to do with the Lost Disney Arcology after its completion, so it was completed in 2141, was around 2145, they begin the next big project, which is Thunderland, an actual dinosaur park, Jurassic Park. They already have a domed structure. They have lots of territory. Um, they built a dome that was essentially empty at the time with this in mind. They knew it was going to be coming up down the line, and they've got it filled with genuine dinosaurs. Now I said genuine dinosaurs because there is some genetic material in there that they were able to scavenge. Luckily, finding some, you get the idea. But the rest of it they built, and they built it to create animals based on our understanding of their skeletal structures, their head shapes, things like that. Um, so they're building viable animals that will have um, functioning breeding cycles and mating rituals and everything else that's based off of real animal models, um, and with at their heart a smittering, a smidge of actual dinosaur DNA. But they look like dinosaurs, and the place becomes wildly popular after they finished building it, since they planned for it. Say it takes 11 years, so in 2156 the park opens up and it's wildly successful. Um, Again, you can use this as a cyberpunk or even a science fiction setting. And now we jump forward to the apocalypse, which is 2105, and something bursts through their dome. They get out to the world. Now they're being affected by the disease that's splicing things into their genes, but because they're animals, more of them survive this disease than the humans do. I like mutant animals, as I say. And so you end up with half of them dying off, a quarter of them becoming mutant dinosaurs, a small smattering of ones that remain pure, the ones that were very, very, very well adapted to the environment they found themselves in, of course. And then you have the rest, which have some degree of humanity built into their genes. And while they have sapience, they're essentially without any culture, without any society, other than what they had from their genetic heritage of as animals. But they were able to meet some humans that are willing to work with them and help teach them what they need to know. And eventually they came to understand that where they came from was called Thunderland Park, and they keep the name. And Thunderland becomes the area north of Florida, North Florida, South Florida is already gone, North Florida, and the areas around that. So out, as far as you want the Thunderland to be, like could be 200 kilometers, whatever. And you have this society of dinosaurs and humans, maybe plants and mutant animals all living together, and how you structure it is up to you. So it could be all of the leaders are dinosaurs, and you have to be a dinosaur to be in the governmental structure. So, but they could be kind of benevolent despots, or they could be not benevolent despots. They could have a structure where they're in charge and everybody else is, serfs or second-class citizens or something like that. So it really depends on how you want to use them. But what this does is, if you have a post-apocalyptic setting, this opens up the idea that you could have dinosaurs roaming around anywhere in North America. They all came from the Thunderlands, and maybe they're setting up colonies. Maybe they're trying to integrate. Maybe ones are disgusted with the way their governments run, so they're moving out. They just want to be left alone. So maybe you have dinosaurs out in the West or in Canada. They just want to be left alone and integrate themselves into the societies they find there. And maybe trouble follows them. So you have all kinds of storylines you could use to play with this. And this was originally inspired by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Was it the Interdimensional book? What gave stats for the bioenergy racial build system that they used in After the Bomb and in TMNT. Must be more tired than I thought I was. And I'm hitting the wall. I've been up for 24 hours. But that was the inspiration. So if you're not using that system, and there's a lot of reasons not to use that system, even though it's great for creating mutant animals unbalanced, but great for creating mutant animals. You could come up with mutant dinosaurs for your own. Like, for example, the templates in the 1982 version of the Mutant Epoch, the Gamma World, I should say, Gamma World, they're pretty simple. So it wouldn't be difficult to adapt dinosaurs to that. Just use some of the other animals as templates to give you an idea of what like a predator would be, what a large herbivore would be, and then kind of play with that and see how you like it. You could do the same thing with the Mutant Epochs. They have lots of templates for animals of our world, so it wouldn't be that difficult to kind of. And there may be people who have already written these up dinosaurs for that system. I'm not sure if what's available online. So you could use whatever post-apocalyptic game you like, but you may have to create the dinosaurs if they don't already exist. The only game I can think of that they already exist in a post-apocalyptic setting is the TMNT / After the Bomb, because they're sort of cross-compatible. The way 3.5 and Pathfinder is, there's some tinkering to get TMNT stuff to kind of mesh perfectly with the second edition of After the Bomb, but you can do it. A competent GM can probably do it on the fly. So again, this is an idea I'm throwing out there. I've never used it. I was just kind of thinking about the TMNT mutant dinosaur resources that were available, because it's a great book to just read. Imagine now, what kind of a raptor could I build, or what kind of an ankylosaurus could I build, or what kind of a stegosaurus could I build, things like that. Because that's the kind of thing I like to entertain myself with. I literally take the After the Bomb book down like every year or so and flip through it and just play with the ideas of creating mutant animals. Like the spider goats are so cool. Spider goats rule. So I'm giving this idea to you folks, and I want you to tell me, how would you use the Thunderlands? What kind of a government structure would it be? Would it be egalitarian? Would there be rife racism, speciesism? Would the dinosaurs be at the top? Would they be at the bottom? Where do the humans fit in this? Where do the pure strains fit in this? This also opens the possibility, because there would still be mutant and non-mutant dinosaur animals, as they could use them as steeds, you can use them as agricultural animals. So meat sources, things like that, hides, weapon, armor sources for the primitive folks, things like that. So there's a lot of resources you could use beyond the sapient, somewhat human or completely human dinosaurs that you could play within this game. So let's talk about the Thunderlands. And no, it's not where Thundar came from. At least you don't think so.